It's 3 5-year plans, and you're 15 of the 5-year plan.
He said you can talk to.
Okay. I wasn't sure either. I was.
You can't do that. Can't do it. Some sort of left together.
I've been watching about a gazillion times lately,
We had a firefight like that. Come on up. You work, you did. So a week.
this week I've got stuff I haven't got to get done.
I wish I didn't say once. I didn't realize it. Make sure Ricky. I didn't see it's in that particular class. Hello. Get into it.
Time to promote today.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Somebody else gonna be like that when I got his age. Well, do we have to get the professor first time?
Yeah, she's overdue right now. At least we didn't create it by taking our parking spot. That's what we used to do. Yeah, they run all over campus. Yeah.
That's a burger there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't make sure that, I hadn't dreamed that. And
He said, what are you talking about?
Hey, like me, oh. Hey, I apologize to you all. Thank you for your patience. Welcome to the October 16th meeting of the Elizabeth Town City Council. And Mr. Bennett will bring the invocation, please.
Bow our heads, please. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen.
Join us in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is the approval of the minutes from the September the 18th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll skip the first presentation from the, Zach, you have a presentation from the State Theater?
Sure do. Mayor and City Council, thank you for allowing me to speak today. Come before you today to present yet another great month of the historic State Theater Complex. September and part of October have brought us many great events as we have welcomed over 1,500 patrons in the last month, with 1,200 of those being in the last 2 weeks alone. The State Theater saw 11 rentals in the month of September. And as you know, we have enjoyed some great concerts in the last few weeks. Sponsored by The Wolf, 94.3. John Conley brought in 582 the week before last on a Thursday night. So it was a great crowd. And that's over 100 more patrons than we had last year's show in June. Other events included Classic Rock Experience into September, and then also early October, William Jordan Jr. and Rhythm Nation put on a great performance. And just this weekend, 2 great films from the past, Friday the 13th and Halloween Town, with both movies all together bringing in 450 people, Friday and Saturday all together. So it was a great weekend with movies. Coming up in the next few weeks, even more fun events at the State Theater. Night of the Living Dead, The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. We all love The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. It's coming back. Yeah, I know. Christine, we've actually partnered with the event going on at Pritchard Halloween weekend. One of the actors from Christine will actually be coming to do a Q&A before or after that movie. So you'll have to attend to see that. It'll be a lot of fun. And the Mastersons 21st Century Magic Show will be on the 27th. And then Halloween, 94.3 The Wolf presents Halloween and Maleficent, the Disney movie. That'll be free to the public. So that'll be on Halloween, starts at 5 in the parking lot, big event. I think we had probably close to 2,000 people that wandered around downtown last year and got some candy. So it was a lot of fun. Trunk or Treat starts at 5, the movie starting at 7, free to the public. And then don't forget, the Hardin County Playhouse and State Theater have partnered to present the original musical Heroicus November 3rd and 4th. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children 10 and under. Also, another reminder for everyone who is patiently waiting to purchase their tickets for Travis Tritt, which will be next February. Those will go on sale November 3rd, 10 a.m. sharp. That's sponsored by the City of Elizabethtown. And those will go very quick. I think Winona sold out in about 4 days. I'd imagine Travis Tritt will be that, if not less. So get yours while you can. I do encourage everybody to go on our website online to buy those tickets. It's a lot quicker. It's easier. Some people come to the office, and by the time that line gets to move it, it takes a little bit longer. So if you can get online at home or at work, you can find that at historicstatetheater.org or just call us over the phone, 270-234-8258. Any questions?
Zach, I do appreciate you giving the city credit for the sponsorship of the Travis Tritt, because we seem to get slighted on the other ones that we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to. No, I'll give you credit. You deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Daryl Pepper. What about Daryl Pepper and Sue Taylor?
In my cohort.
Yeah.
I am Sue Taylor. I'm past president of St. Vincent de Paul, part of St. James Catholic Church, and currently president of Room in the Inn, our warming shelter here in Elizabethtown. First of all, we want to thank you all very much for having us and letting us tell you what we're about. And I especially want to take the opportunity to thank the Elizabethtown Police Department, as well as our Sheriff's Department, for giving us so much help last year in running Room in the Inn. I'm going to turn it over to Daryl, and he's going to give you some statistics about what we've been doing to date in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
I can hand this out to you all. Take one and pass it down like you're in grade school or something. Thank you all. I'm Daryl Pepper, and if you're wondering, yes, my uncle was Dexter Pepper, who served on this council for a few years, and that was more than a few years ago. Please don't hold that against me, nor grant me any credit on his behalf. But if you would look at this one, the small logo side page first, we have our mission statement. That's to share the love of Christ by providing food and a warm place to sleep at night for the homeless. And there's our website. Briefly, Room in the Inn was founded in Nashville, Tennessee, with 4 churches working together. And today in Nashville, there's over 195 churches that work together there. It has expanded into 32 cities, and there are 6 of those in Kentucky. Elizabethtown and Radcliffe both have what's called Room in the Inn, warming shelters. Here are our goal is from the first Sunday of December through January and to the very last of February, the coldest months of the year in our area, we provide a warm meal in the evening and a place to stay overnight during those coldest months. And that is every single night, first Sunday of December through the end of February. Here are our stats from we've been running for 2 years, and here's the stats at the end of our second year. So for our second year, we had 102 guests that we saw during that almost 3 months time frame. We furnished 625 beds and served 4,800 dinners and breakfast during that season. So what we are trying to do is just trying to meet a need in our community that we have homeless people, and they are here, of course, during the coldest months of the year, and we are trying to bridge the gap and meet that need. When I say we, I'm talking about 14 local churches that are working together to do this, and 4 agencies that are in our community. The churches, 7 of these churches are what we call host churches. That means that the homeless come and spend the night at that church every single night. So for instance, I work at Grace Heartland Church, and every single Saturday night, Grace Heartland Church is the warming shelter for that evening. So we provide a meal there and a place to stay. The other side of this form just tells a little more details about the things that we try to provide. We try to think of it as much more than just a night's shelter and a night's stay. We give them a warm meal, but beyond that, we also give people dignity, a chance to take a shower, security during the coldest months of the year, and hopefully some safety for them. I join Sue in thanking you guys for our police protection during the year. There's a lot of information on this sheet about how we do what we do. But if I could close with anything, I would share 2 stories. I wish Barry could be here with me. Barry was a part of our shelter during this last year, and he is one of our success stories because Barry now, because he was able to be at the shelter for most of the season, he was able to save up his money, put a deposit on an apartment, secure all of the utilities at that apartment, and to date, he is still in that apartment. He is still holding down a job and receiving the benefits that he is due for some service that he had to our nation, and he is on his own and successful. So it served as a great patch for him to get on his feet and to help him get a place to stay. But the other side of this story is that every single church that is involved and every single agency that is involved have people who work and who actually come and they sit down and share a meal or serve a meal to the homeless, but we also sit down with them. We call these homeless our persons in our community, we call them our guest. We feel like it's like having people over to our home. So we call them our guest. And the people in our congregation and in other churches and in other agencies who have been a part of serving them and getting to know them have said it's really changed their perspective. What they've said is that now when I'm driving around town, these people have names. And I know a lot of their stories. And at least for a lot of our people, it has said it has broken down the stereotypes of what I thought was true about homeless people. That homeless people aren't always lazy. But a lot of times they've had major significant life events that have happened to them or have compounded upon their life. Many of them are educated. Many of them are older than we thought that they would be. Many of them have served our nation in some sort of military service. Many of them have families that they're estranged from. So part of our goal is to bring the full bore of services that are available in our Elizabethtown, Hardin County community to meet the needs that these people have. And our goal is to help be a part of the picture and be a part of the stepping them out of poverty and out of homelessness. So that's a lot of why we do what we do. Thank you guys for letting us present tonight. Any questions?
Sure, I think it's great. You got 11 of them got jobs.
Yes.
13 secure permanent housing along with the other. That's awesome.
Yes. And I would say also, one of the reasons why we end at the end of February, our cold season is over, and some people have said, shouldn't we keep going? We have said it's good to have an end date because we are in a constant conversation with our guests saying, are you going to patch up your relationship with your family? Are you going to finally get the deposit secured on that apartment? Are you, how are you doing in the job that you have? Many of them do have jobs. They just don't have enough money to get a place to live. So we're in a constant conversation with them about, you realize this is going to come to an end. What are you going to do now? So we try to help the success move along that way.
Daryl, do you receive funding from United Way?
We do not receive funding from United Way. It's funded by these 4 organizations, Red Cross, St. Vincent de Paul, Warm Blessings, and Helping Hand of Hope, and then by the 14 churches that are involved.
And some of your partners there are funded by United Way? Is that the way the funds are trickling down? Or have you
No.
attempted to be funded
No.
some by United Way?
The reason, they step back, Helping Hand of Hope.
Here you go up here. The question is about United Way funding.
I know. We haven't sought any type of funding because it is run by the churches, and everything that goes on is supported primarily by the churches. We were very fortunate. When I found this program, the reason we chose it is because it was so inexpensive. The COTS is the largest investment. We were very fortunate that Red Cross lent us the COTS for the first and second year. Unfortunately, there was a little clause to that, and that is they were lent to us, and if there were an emergency, they would be called in. They have just been called in with all of the tornadoes that's been going on in the United States. So our COTS are now in Florida, Texas, etc. So we are in the process of raising funds to buy COTS to be our own. Helping Hand of Hope has been our place to go for jobs because they have a job work program, and so she's worked with them from up there. St. Vincent de Paul, we do the same thing. We also help with expenses. If we finally get them to the apartment, then we can help with rent or those type of things if they come up short a month. But by and large, this has been run by all of the churches.
And right now, to replace those cots, every church needs to have 18 cots, 7 churches. So our cots we have found a deal where we can buy really, really good cots. They're $50 a piece, but that's a $7,000 overall cost that the churches or somebody is going to have to absorb. Some of our churches can do that. Other churches are trying to figure out how they're going to do that for the coming season, but it's coming quickly. This is mid-November, October, right? And so we start in December.
Daryl, just on a personal note, your late uncle, who happened to have been my best friend and childhood playmate and partner in crime, until he passed away, would be very proud of the work that you and Sue are doing.
Thank you, Ron.
In fact, I remember Dexter passed away 17 years ago yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
Was the anniversary of his death. What I wanted to point out, I remember, Charlie may remember, I don't know whether anybody else would, Dexter in the early 80s was very active in trying to get with Dot Hanson. You remember that too? Dexter was almost a one-man show in trying to get an overnight homeless shelter. I vividly remember that. Dexter was not even on the city council then. So from a personal standpoint, it gives me a warm feeling, Daryl, to see you up there. And I know it gives Dexter a warm feeling to carry on.
Thank you,
That's
Ron.
neat. That's very neat.
I didn't know that about. I didn't know the story about him. So thank
But
you.
also remember I visited his grave yesterday, 17 years ago.
Thank you. Thank you all for your interest in allowing us to present today.
Thank you very much. Sue, thank you. Okay, tonight we're going to recognize employees who have been with us, some for a lot of years. 5 years, Jessica Graham with the Sports Department, Randall Pauley with Parks and Recreation, Michael Page Engineering, Andrew Thomas at the Sports Park, Chad Health at Customer Service, and Justin Yates with Public Works. 10 years, Becky Heights in Engineering, Wesley Monroe in Fire Department, Matt Douglas, Facilities Management, Matt Kugel, Police Department, Charles Jeffries, the Fire Department, Chris Westerman, Customer Service, and Pete Andrews, Park and Recreation. 15 years, Ashley Cruz with Engineering, Kelly Sloan in the Police Department, Mike Flowers in the Fire Department, and Louis O'Brien in the Fire Department. 20 years, Dean Thomas in Public Works, Dee Dee Shaw Administration, Gerald Cole Facilities Management, Marty Baumgardner Fire Department, Stephen Mattingly Fire Department, and Eric Cook Parks and Recreation. 35 years, Billy Joe Haycraft with the Police Department. And 45 years, Charlie Castor in Public Works. Is he the only employee ahead of you? Wow, 45 years. Okay.
Are you gonna catch him, Charlie? No.
I didn't want to.
That's nuts.
Okay. With the first reading of ordinance number 17, 2017, renaming a portion of Thomas Street and Strawberry Alley. Do you all want to talk to Ed? Do you need any information more about this before we vote on it? Or does everybody remember when we talked about it?
Discussion.
Okay, motion to read.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Whereas the city of Elizabethtown has commenced a drainage and utility project in the area of the city along Strawberry Alley and Thomas Street. And whereas the Elizabethtown City Council by official action on November 21st, 2016 adopted ordinance number 22, 2016, which closed a portion of Strawberry Alley, also known as Lane, to allow for the construction of a stormwater basin. And whereas the stormwater basin construction has severed the street connections and street continuity of Strawberry Lane, Alley, and Thomas Street. And whereas the city of Elizabethtown desires that the property in the general area of Strawberry Alley and Thomas Street is properly addressed to assure timely response by emergency personnel and to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of residents in the area. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, that from and after the passage, approval, and publication of this ordinance, that a portion of the public right-of-way formerly known as Strawberry Alley or Strawberry Lane or Mock Alley or Thomas Street, as shown in the Henry B. Helms edition, be named Strawberry Alley, and that a portion of the public right-of-way formerly known as Thomas Street or Middleton Alley or Strawberry Alley or Mock Alley, as shown in the Henry B. Helms edition, be named Thomas Street. See attached Exhibit 1 as further illustration of this change. Be it further ordained that the street signs be erected indicating the street name for the entire length of these public rights of ways, so the properties along these rights of ways may be properly addressed. The effective date for the change in addressing shall be January 1, 2018, to allow notice to all appropriate agencies and property owners. Be it further ordained that the mayor of the city and or her designate be and she is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this ordinance, read the first time this, the 16th day of October, 2017.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Municipal Order Number 54, 2017, approving the change in the contract quantity, which is the rock excavation for the Poplar Drive Storm and Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project in the amount $180,931.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor to read?
Aye.
Thank you.
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Be it ordered that the Elizabethtown City Council approves the change in contract quantity of rock excavation for the Poplar Drive Storm and Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project in the amount of $180,931. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or her designate be and she is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved. This is the 16th day of October, 2017.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Municipal Order Number 55, 2017, approving the cost-sharing agreement with Nolan RECC for the relocation of utilities for the Pear Orchard Road Improvements Project in the amount of $31,114.55.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Be it ordered that the Elizabethtown City Council approves the cost-sharing agreement with Nolan RECC for the relocation of utilities for the Pear Orchard Road Improvement Project in the amount of $31,114.55. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or her designate be and she is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order, read, adopted, and approved. This is the 16th day of October, 2017.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Municipal Order Number 56, 2017, authorizing the purchase of a 2018 Ford Escape from Paul Miller Ford and a 2018 Dodge Ram ProMaster from WG Lexington CDJRF LLC, utilizing state contract pricing in the total amount of $42,881.58.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Be it ordered that the city authorizes the purchase of a 2018 Ford Escape from Paul Miller Ford in the amount of $20,476.58, which is the state bid contract, and a 2018 Dodge Ram ProMaster from WG Lexington CDJRF LLC in the amount of $22,405, which is also a state bid contract. Be further ordered that the mayor of the city and or her designate be and she is authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved. This is 16th of October, 2017.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Motion to approve, please.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Municipal Order Number 57, 2017, accepting a bid from Wayne Supply Company for a Caterpillar D5K2XL bulldozer in the amount of $125,000.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor of reading? Thank you.
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Be it ordered that the city accepts the bid from Wayne Supply Company for a Caterpillar D5K2XL bulldozer in the amount of $125,000. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and or her designate be and she is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved. This is the 16th day of October, 2017.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Mayor,
Yes. You want to talk to Don?
I move to adopt that order.
Oh. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. I thought sure you were going to talk to Don about that one.
He was ready. You want to talk photos?
Sitting on the end of your seat, weren't you? Okay, we need a motion to reject the bids that were received for the Freeman Lake Park office building and the American Legion Park office, golf house projects. Do we have a motion?
So
Vote.
moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And of course, they were way out of our league. Okay, under city council information, Don.
Question about your dozer.
We're going to use the dozer on fall leaf disposal. Actually, we will. We'll move around the yard. Mayor, council, good afternoon. It's a pleasure today to be here. I want to announce that the City of Elizabethtown Department of Public Works will be starting their fall leaf disposal program this week. There's 4 ways that you can dispose of your leaves, and for the residents to be aware of, if they haven't participated in the past, one is loose leaves, and obviously that'd be where you get your leaves out to the street, curbside on the yard, and we will bring vacuum pieces of equipment through your neighborhood, pick it up. On that note, we ask that you keep your leaves and your brush or any other debris separated. We ask that you not block any drainage ways, any structures, curb inlets, drain boxes, anything like that. The second method would be bag leaves, and we ask that you limit the weight of those to 50 pounds, and also keep those separate from your loose leaves or any other brush. And small dump trucks will come through the neighborhood and pick those up. Those bags, if you choose to purchase them from the city, can be purchased at the Department of Public Works at 301 Waterworks Drive or at the Pritchard Community Center at a cost of, I think it's $3 for 25, a roll of 25, or it's $27 for a case of 250 bags. Or some people might choose to mulch their leaves and use them as compost, either to fertilize your yard or your gardens or anything that you might want to do that. And some residents might choose to have contractors dispose of their leaves. And so if you choose to do that, we just want everyone to know that we do have an outlet. You can bring them down to the same address, and we have an area where you can dispose of your leaves down there. The city is divided up into 5 areas, as indicated on the map. Tomorrow, there'll be one vacuum truck that'll be mobilized, and we're going to start in area 1, go to area 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll work in that sequence. Once we get to the height of the season, then we'll have 3 vacuum trucks out, and we'll have one dedicated for area 1 and area 3. Those are 2 areas, along with area 4, that are the most heavily wooded and also have the most mature trees. So then the 3rd vacuum truck or vacuum piece of equipment will be utilized in areas 2, 4, and 5. So we'll run those and continue until sometime mid-January. Those vacuum trucks can be used until it gets below freezing. And then we will still pick up leaves that are put out using our brush loaders. During leaf season, we will also continue to pick up brush, and that will be on a scaled back operation, but we will continue to do that. And also the street sweeper, as long as the temperatures are above freezing, the street sweeper will be out going behind the vacuum equipment to get up any small debris and also clean the streets. So are there any questions? Okay. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Else?
Yes, Mayor, I do.
Of course you do.
All right. The Hardin County History Museum is presenting Whispers from the Past, a haunted night at the museum. That'll be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday, October 27th. It's a self-guided haunted tour featuring spirits from the E-Town Walking Tour and more, featuring our own Dee Dee Shaw. I'm not with the walking tour, but I'll be there as well as a character. The admission's free. Costumes are highly encouraged when you come visit us. Not only that, we're going to have Junior's Firehouse Barbecue food truck for there if you get hungry. For more information, call Lorene at 270-304-8163. And a special thanks for our sponsor, Brandenburg Telecom.
What is the date of that again?
October 27th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I would like to have a motion to close the meeting pursuant to KRS 61.810 to conduct deliberation on future acquisition or sale of real property by the city. Motion?
Second.
All those in favor? None opposed? Thank you, Marty. Hey, thank you all very much.
How come you look down this way? Mayor?
Yeah.
How come you look down this way when you said unopposed?